90-Day Fiancé. Holly's wedding is almost ruined by eyelashes and Shekinah's love bubble bursts. Welcome to Dream USA 24, my channel. On Monday night's edition of 90-Day Fiancé, the other way, Kimberly and TJ's families squared off in what the American woman referred to as a temporary truce. In the 90-Day Fiancé, the other way episode that aired on Monday night, there were wedding bells ringing constantly. Usually, brides arrive for their weddings in style, but after waiting at the altar for more than an hour, Wayne started to wonder whether Holly was heading for the hills. As Kimberly and TJ's families called for a temporary truce as their own wedding approached, and Mary responded to Brandon's proposal in an incredibly inappropriate way, there were other couples who also grappled with commitment. A seductive striptease, Bibles, and newborns were among the events of this week's program. Wayne and Holly. Holly's wedding morning was extremely disorderly as she cried about her missing cosmetics and slept through her eyelash appointment. She sobbed as she remarked, "I really had high expectations for this day. On a wedding day, I wanted to feel beautiful, and my eyelashes were the only thing that gave me that feeling." Though the lashes were mentioned frequently as the morning's kryptonite, it wasn't simply them. Whilst Wayne made his way to the altar, Holly took some time to think back on her previous unsuccessful marriages. "I'm on a constant emotional roller coaster since, even before my first wedding. I felt it wasn't right. I was also convinced that the second wedding wasn't appropriate, and chose to drink because I felt so anxious. My dad had to almost hold me up while he walked me down the aisle because I was so inebriated." Holly said it was absurd. However, this wedding is very different because, although I know he's the one for me, nothing is going according to plan. Her mind was not eased by that. More than an hour after they arrived at the location, Holly declared she wasn't mentally ready to wed Wayne. Holly declined to answer the question before taking her first step when asked if she was prepared to walk down the aisle. Overall, it was a gorgeous late ceremony that Sarah had married Wayne in. Black accents were used throughout Holly's white gown, such as the black rose petals in her bouquet and on the ground, as well as the guest dress code. The couple will finally have a personal moment together, and Holly is hopeful Wayne is a sex god in the bedroom. Even at home, the newest 90-day couple exudes sex appeal. Former exotic dancer Sarper dressed up as a construction worker and performed a show for his lover. He wanted her to know that everything was solely for her. "It's exciting to watch Sarper perform his striptease routine for the first time," Shekinah commented. "I can't resist melting a little bit. Because he is so adorable, he often performs surprising things. He's just an oddball special individual." When Sarper revealed a confession, the striptease swiftly evolved into a makeout session. He had never performed a one-on-one show before, so this was special for Shekinah because of his arousal. Regarding the past, he remarked, "I didn't have any erection. You were sensing it now. Simply said, know that I adore you." Later, when Shekinah showed up at the gym for one of Sarper's training sessions, that fire transformed into resentment and jealousy. When she discovered that his client was a woman and that Sarper had given her an air kiss on both cheeks, she rushed out of the women's locker room. Fiery-tempered once the session was over, Sarper questioned Shekinah's rage. "I am furious with her for not being at the gym," he said to the cameras. "I found her in the dressing room eating candy and looking at me with different eyes. I didn't act improperly. I wasn't seen in bed with another woman by you." He called his girlfriend bitchy before throwing Shekinah's lollipops from her grasp and onto the ground. "I'm not sure what to do because it truly bothers me," Shekinah remarked upon discovering that 90% of Sarper's clientele are female. Thank you for subscribing to my channel, Tina and TJ. For Kimberly and TJ, who had hours earlier almost called it quits on their love, it was wedding week. The couple got back together to support the wedding, accompanied by their families. It also provided Kimberly's parents, who had been at constant odds with the American woman, with an opportunity to discuss her future in their house. Translation: "She must treat everyone with love and respect," TJ's mother stated. She also said how happy they were to have Kimberly in the family and around. She did, however, desire her daughter-in-law to live in harmony and to stay out of needless fights. Kimberly doubted that the talk was sincere in any way. She said to the cameras, "I feel like this conversation is more like a temporary truce than a solution." Mary and Brandon. On Monday's episode, Mary wasn't content in her relationship with Brandon and wasn't sure how to handle it. With their recent pregnancy becoming a stressor, Brandon was spending much of his time in bed, consuming video games. Mary, who was managing their company by herself while expecting, didn't find this exciting. "I wish he will lend a hand before he's tidying up the dishes. He's changed a lot now, but not in a good way," she claimed. Brandon made the spontaneous decision to pop the question to Mary on this particular day. He acknowledged that he wasn't sure what to say and that his approach was a touch awkward. Mary's head was filled with pressures, so she hesitated to say yes. "It's awkward, and I'm still worried about the debt and the fact that he isn't helping me with the housework," she said to the cameras. "I don't know what to say. It seems like this is not the right time." Mary did, in the end, accept, even though she couldn't wear the ring since it said, "I am enough." "Yes, I will marry you," she answered. "I didn't expect it right now because we're stressing so much. I will marry you when we are ready because I love you." She revealed her true feelings to the cameras, saying, "I just say yes because I need to and I don't want him to be hurt or anything."